All the major brands now have got, if not one, but multiple detectors out running multi-frequency. You've got the GARRETT Apex, you've got the Nokta line now with the score, double score, the Legend, MINELAB Vanquish series, and all the MINELAB detectors 600, 700, 800, 900, Manticore, XP, the Deus 2. So if you look at the frequencies that they're running, it's from 4 or 5 to 40. The top end is 40 every time. So the multi-frequency does have benefits, especially with IDing targets, because it can discriminate it from other targets a lot better because of the multiple frequencies hitting that target. Now that is with your multi versus your single frequency. And it always seems that the tests are always 40 or below. So I've got my hands on the Deus one, thanks to Adrian, cheers buddy, with the electrical coil, which can go up to 80 plus kilohertz. So we can get a full 40 above. I can only do it with one detector at the moment. I can only do it with a Legend because I haven't got the M8 for the Manticore. I have got the LG24 for a Legend. So let's see if a high frequency can perform better than multi of the Legend, not of multi as a full category, multi on the Legend. So there's a test, just one test that I'm going to show you. I'm going to do a series of tests though in other videos that are going to come up, and we'll just get a big old Roman nail, a big chunk, none of these small nails that you hit with an hammer, these we use with a sledgehammer, and we'll get a small thin piece of silver, a silver hammered. This first part is a benchmark, taking everything out, and then I've got Roman coins in an iron littered mineralized patch in my back garden, and we'll see head to head in an upcoming video which detector hits these targets better. Right, so this is the hammer I was on about, and there's no elevation on that at all, on either side, and it's wafer thin. I think it's a 3-pence, and this is the nail I was on about. Now if we look at the nail, if it was on the same plane, just say there's a nail there, there is a bit of elevation, there's a bit of iron above that. Now look at this in comparison. Can you see? So there is, the detector will hit this before it hits that, so there is a bit of elevation there, probably an inch. So we're at 2 inches away from that hammered. Now these coils are as close as we can get. I've got the LG24 on the Legend and this on the Deus. There's an inch difference that way, and I think there's half an inch distance from top to bottom. So that could lead to a bit of an advantage when the iron's there. So there's nothing there, but I can get it to hit it. It's all in the audio. Pitch, we'll do pitch with the Legend as well. Let's move that to an inch away. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn iron audio off, and we're just going to go for the non-ferrous tone. The activity 5, pitch tone, no notching, sensitivity 90, frequency 31.3, we'll go to 74, we'll drop it back to 72. So we're at 72 now. Slowly sweep down, going really slow there to pick that up. But he's hitting it at 1 inch away. Just get it touching it. One way. and we know it's going to hit it that way, no problem. So I'll put the nail back there, which is 2 inches away. We've got it with a Deus at 1 inch and one way signal coming back towards from the coin end. So as I say, there's an inch difference. It can make a big difference, especially on something this size. But this is all I've got for it. And when the M8 comes, I'll do the same test. So going park M2, recovery, knock it back 1, IF2, stability 1, bottle caps nothing, ground suppressor nothing, tone selection, pitch. The iron's on, but the volume of it's right down, so there's no discrimination at all. And the tone break is at 10. So we'll see if there's any falsing on that. There's a bit of falsing on that. Let's turn stability up 1. So it's on 2.2. That's alright, we can go with that. There's a hammered, we'll do it at 3 inches. Yeah, it's definitely the kind. Got a bit of a delay on your polyphonics. It's 2 inches. Like the Deus. One inch. And where the Deus one didn't have an ID, this is where the multi comes in. 36. Real ID is 31. So it's going up 4 points, 5 points. So let's get it right next to it. If I lower stability anymore, it's going to false on the iron. So we've got an ID at 1 inch where the Deus didn't have an ID. It's giving an 04 in the window. Let's bring the disc back. So I've knocked the reactor is at 5. I've knocked the disc back to 5.6. Let's go back one more, so two more, 5.4. Killing it. 5.4 disc. Right, let's try them settings with it touching. Let's put it at 3.6 for a laugh. It is not worth the amount of iron you'd have to dig to get that. It's not worth going any lower, I find. 5.2 on the Deus. Let's 5.2 there, and then we'll get the frequency. I'll just show you now. That's 78, that's 80, and it's unstable. Let's shift it. 7841. Yeah, let's have that. That's not too bad. It'll start hitting the iron differently now. One way, but because that's such a high, it's actually hitting the iron now. This is what I found out doing this test, that the higher the frequency, you can end up faulting on quite a bit of iron. Oh, there's not much in it. There's actually not much in it if you've got the higher frequencies and electrical coil, which is a bit smaller. It's a bit smaller, but I was expecting a massive difference. If you're going off audio alone, I'd go with the Deus. But if you went off numbers, go with a Legend. I think the monotone is just a bit more slap. You know, it's got a bit more of a punch than Polyphonics, and maybe that's just my ears. But the monotone has got a really crisp, like, needle point of a sound, where the Polyphonics are a bit more mellow. There was an inch in that. It just shows you that if you can get the single frequencies, which I'd love to see, that's when I'd get a Deus 2, I think. If they brought one of these out, electrical high frequency coil for the Deus 2. I did actually put that in a forum, and people are, why would you want an electrical coil, a high frequency coil on the Deus 2? It finds everything. And I'm thinking, how does that sound mad? An electrical HF coil on a detector, when a twin box detector, big twin box thing that you've got to walk around with for $1.5 seems okay. You know, that specialised an electrical HF for the Deus 2 would be great, and I know a lot of people, a lot of detectorists would love that coil. Yeah, so there's a test. Multi against HF, and you make your own mind up. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. I'll be doing some more comparisons with these two detectors. Okay, take it easy.